This is a CNC woodworking project, but the challenge wasn't cutting it, it was designing it. I wanted to design a board game that was simple to understand, fun for all ages, and not overly complicated, something that felt familiar but still had depth. The concept itself isn't new, but everything from the materials to the layout to the name is my own design. The rules are simple. Be the first player to place all your pins. On your turn, stretch one rubber band around exactly 4 pins in a straight line, any direction. Once a star is completely bound by rubber bands on all sides, you claim it by placing your pin in that star. If more than one star is completed on a turn, you may claim them all. Bands may cross, but once placed, they cannot be moved. Even with simple rules, strategy matters. A sharp eye and careful planning can quickly change the game. This was my first version. It was a 2-player game, and I added a pocket on each end to store the rubber bands. I didn't like the pockets. They weren't very functional and they distracted from the overall look of the board. That led to the next idea. The game needed to support 2, 3, or 4 players. More players made it more competitive and more fun. This was my second version, and I missed the mark. There were too many stars, and the pins weren't evenly spaced in all directions. That's critical when you can only place a band over 4 pins. Some directions simply didn't work. Another mistake was carving the instructions on the back of the board. It looked good, but when you flip the board over to read them, all the players' pins fall out. Not very practical. This next version was a complete redesign. All the pins are evenly spaced, and the layout immediately played better. I tested it with 4 players, and it was fast, competitive, and exciting, but there was still one small flaw. The 4 corner stars could never be fully bound. The solution was simple. Remove those 4 stars and leave the pin layout as is. That change fixed the problem without overcomplicating the design. The board is made on the CNC and requires 4 tool changes. A 60-degree V-bit handles all the carving. A 1/8-inch end mill drills the 5mm game pin holes. I want those tight so the pins are permanently mounted. For the player star holes, I use a 1/8-inch CNC drill designed for cribbage pegs. A 1/4-inch end mill cuts the final shape. At the router table, I round over the edges with a 3/8-inch roundover bit for a smooth, comfortable feel. The edges and engravings are painted gold. The masking is removed, and the game pins are installed. For the player pins, I'm using high-quality metal cribbage pins. They cost more than wooden pins, but they feel better in use and elevate the whole game. No cheap plastic parts, like almost every game made today. This is meant to feel solid, thoughtful, and built to last. What do you think? Let me know in the comments and subscribe to see more of my work.